Okay. Gotta take my glasses off. I don't want to be. All right. Well, it's just brings back so many memories of 1998 for me. You know, walking into a room with those 15 great players. I mean, all superstars in their own right, except for maybe Art, but because he's part of the Endeavor core. But basically, they're all superstars, and just being around them, having an opportunity to interact with them. You know, I see them from a distance so much. You know, we plan against them, we watch them on video. You know, we know their weaknesses and strengths, but we don't really get a chance to talk and really, get to know them. And it's a completely different life. And so that to me was the biggest impact, was just being in the room. Actually, the practice was just very basic. Again, we realize we have a short number of practices, so we want to be very concise. That's why we're being strict on how we handle the practices and about who's around, because we have such a short window. And right now, again, we finished practice 1. Now, in our minds, we have 9 practices left. And maybe we can figure out a way to get 1 or 2 or 3 more somehow. We haven't figured that out yet. But basically, we have 9 practices left, so 1 practice down. So it's kind of like a countdown for us. And so again, every practice has to be concise and efficient. So no distractions. Come in, let's do the work. So right now, we're just, we spent most of our time talking, so we didn't have a lot of court time. And so we just ran some basic offense and basic defense, and we're going to continue to do that, and then try to build a foundation and then build from there. It's more complicated than just bringing 15 guys in and having them play. It's a more complicated than that. The things I teach are different from, I was telling the players earlier, I was using Ron Jacobs as an example, my old rival back in the 90s. He was a tremendous coach, probably the best coach I ever coached against. But he did things completely different from the way I did things. And he was successful, we had some success. So who was right? Was it the way he did it, was that the right way? Or was it the right way I did it? And you find out there is no right. It's just that you make sure that the guys are doing it the correct way and together. My mother used to say there's more than one way to skin a cat. And so there's a lot of different ways to coach basketball. So the key is for me to impart my knowledge to these guys and make sure we're all on the same page and all playing the same way. And that is the challenge that we have. That's why I keep talking about teaching and learning as being the key. So we're trying to do a kind of a novel approach. We're not going to come here and do shooting drills. Why do shooting drills? They do shooting drills every day with their mother team, so we don't need to do shooting drills. We're not going to do sprints and win sprints and running up and down the court. Why? Because they do that in their home team all the time, so we don't need to do that stuff. So really, for us, it's all about mental stuff. Come in, and again, the teaching and the learning. So that's the focus, and that's why we want to come in here and get a full 2 hours. We only get the gym from basically 6 to 8, so we're going to get a full 2 hours in and try to be very concise and efficient, and hopefully continue to build from there. But that's the goal. That's the goal. But we showed them an offense today, and it was like easy peasy for them. I mean, it was so easy for them to figure it out. I was like, well, geez. I mean, I was shocked. I mean, well, I wasn't shocked. I knew that they'd be good. I just didn't know they'd be that good. So, as you know, we're missing Junmar. Junmar has a personal issue to do tonight. He couldn't make it tonight. We expect him to show up on Thursday. He has an ankle issue, so he would not have practiced on court with us. He would have been on the side with Chris and Marcia. But we're hoping that obviously, he's a cornerstone of the national team. Him and chasing. So, you know, we need him on the team and we need him healthy. So we're going to be patient with him. Again, he's one of those guys going to pick up stuff really fast. You know, that's again why we went. You know, again, sorry to the young guys, but why we went